And here's the latest from Leave.EU. On June 21st, just 2 days before the referendum, the BBC will host the biggest ever campaign event in British politics, with thousands of voters invited to Wembley Stadium to quiz representatives from the Leave and Remain campaigns. With the polls on a knife edge, it's possible that this debate could be a clincher, with the final result hanging on the performance of the speakers. It is absolutely vital that the Leave platform is not dominated by the bumbling ministers and waxwork peers constantly pushed forward by the increasingly incompetent Vote Leave campaign, to the exclusion of all other voices. If they are allowed to turn this event into a flaccid Tory versus Tory dress rehearsal for their next party leadership contest, the Brexit movement will be left floundering and we could lose the referendum. Nigel Farage, a charismatic campaigner with over 20 years' experience and leader of the only major UK-wide party dedicated to Brexit, absolutely needs to be part of the debate. It will be completely unacceptable if Matthew Elliott and Dominic Cummings, the backstairs crawlers behind the creaking Vote Leave machine, are allowed to sideline UKIP entirely, as they tried to with the planned ITV debate, in favour of a handful of Tory ministers who have only been part of the Brexit movement for 5 minutes. Vote Leave only won the designation as a result of corruption within the Electoral Commission, details of which we've passed to 2 parliamentary select committees and which will be investigated shortly. This referendum is not their personal property. UKIP won the last round of European elections and 4 million votes at the general election. They've earned a seat at the table. Without them, this referendum would not even be happening. We also need to hear more voices from the left, which has a proud, principled history of Euroscepticism, stretching back from Kate Hoy through Tony Benn and all the way to Hugh Gateskill. This has been almost entirely overlooked by the Vote Leave elites, who alienated people like Kate early on and dumped token Labour figures like John Mills with unseemly haste after using them help win designation for their little clique. Finally, we need to hear from people who have actually achieved something out in the real world, who can speak to the public from a position of authority and experience. The career politicians of the Eurosceptic aristocracy might impress their fellow travellers in Westminster's SW1 diner party circuit, and the journalists who have invested countless lunches in them, but they won't cut much ice with the general public in 2016. The people making these decisions need to be told some home truths, so we're calling all of our supporters to let the BBC bosses and the Vote Leave hierarchy know what they think. Send your tweets and emails to Robbie Gibb, head of news at BBC, and his boss, Tony Hall. We have to insist that they make room for Nigel and other anti-establishment voices at Wembley. Just as important, contact the people at Vote Leave demanding they listen up, and there's a real risk the public will tune out from what will be just another petty, stitched-up squabble between interchangeable members of a discredited and disreputable governing class. And if you're a UKIP supporter, please get in touch with the key UKIP representative at Vote Leave, Douglas Carswell, to ask him if he thinks it's acceptable that the group is refusing to give his party leader the platform. The referendum needs your help. Send your tweets and emails today. Here are the contact details for those at the BBC and Vote Leave. Robbie Gibb is robbie.gibb@bbc.co.uk and Twitter @RobbieGibb. Tony Hall, TonyHallPA@bbc.co.uk. Matthew Elliott, matthew.elliott@voteleave.uk. Twitter @Matthew_Elliott. Dominic Cummings, Dominic at Leave.UK, Twitter at Odyssean Project, that's ODYSSEAN Project. For Robbie Gibb, head of BBC Westminster, please telephone 03700 100 222. That's 03700 100 222. For Vote Leave, please call 07544 933 215. That's 07544 933 215. And get the UKIP MP Douglas Carswell to put pressure on Vote Leave. Telephone 07841 181 865. That's 07841 181 865. Or Douglas at douglascarswell.com. And that's the latest from Vote Leave.